Hello, this is Andy Reistetter on Andy's Golf and Travel Diary here in Monterey, California with Janine Chicourrat, the General Manager of the Portola Hotel and Spa at Monterey Bay. Janine, this is an awesome hotel. Tell me a little bit about its history and its name.
Sure. Well, first of all, the history. It was part of a redevelopment project for the city of Monterey. And the owners that own it today actually were the original developers of the project, and they partnered with the city of Monterey to build not only the hotel but the Monterey Conference Center.
Wow, and about when was that?
Back in 1978.
1978,
Yeah.
So wow, you're coming up on 40 years.
Hard to believe. So it was originally a DoubleTree hotel because one of our owners was a founder of DoubleTree. And then when they sold off the company, they had to change the name of the hotel to the Portola, and they named it after the founder of Monterey.
Wow.
Spaniard sailed over here and was lucky enough to hit our coast.
I know there's been quite a transition between being a somewhat industrial canning town, there's Cannery Row, and more of the tourist destination it is today.
Absolutely. Cannery Row, let's just say, it probably didn't smell so hot down here years ago.
Sardines,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. But the transformation that's gone on down here and what Cannery was, back in the day and what it is today is just unbelievable.
Great. Well, do you have a little time to show me around and answer a few more questions?
Sure, love to.
Awesome. So Janine, tell me a little bit about the Monterey area.
It's probably one of the most beautiful places in the world, and I've done a lot of traveling. It's just so diverse. You have the Marine Sanctuary, which is huge and one of the largest in the world. You've got world-class golf, 19 championship golf courses that it's hard to play every single one of them in a given year. And
as Robert Trent Jones Jr. said last night, the Pebble Beach zip code is a golf destination.
Absolutely. It's an amazing place to live. I mean, you can go hiking, you can go sailing, you can go diving. There's just never a shortage of things to do.
Now, where did you grow up?
I grew up not far from here, and I moved back here back in 1998. So I came from the ski world up in Tahoe back down to here. So it was interesting to transfer from being up in Lake Tahoe to down on the coast again, but I love it. It's a great spot to be.
It's got to be a hard area to leave and an easy area to come back to.
Exactly.
I find that to be true.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the Portola Hotel and Spa.
It's a wonderful spot. The location you can't beat. Right down by Fisherman's Wharf, and you walk out the door and hit that scenic bike path and are able to cruise around. The hotel itself has about 379 rooms, and we have a brewery, which is, I can't find another hotel GM in the United States that operates a brewery. It's great for me because about 4 o'clock in the afternoon I get to see the brewer, ask what's new, and able to sample a few
You're
incredible
the chief
things.
taster? It's like...
I happen to be. He came out with this Scotch ale that I tried last night that he's aged for a year in a Jack Daniel's whiskey barrel. It's pretty sweet.
Okay, so what's the beer named after you?
They don't have one yet. I might have to get after him. So, you know what? It's fun. I let the brewer and his team make up names, and they go to town. So it's a lot of fun to see all the different creations. We actually grow our own hops. We have a nonprofit over in Salinas that grows them for us, and once a year we brew with the natural hops, and it's pretty fun to be able to have that freshness in your beer. You don't get that very often.
It's almost a lot like a golf course, this hotel, the facility. It's got so many looks to it. You have a tower, you have these different rooms and little buildings. It's kind of like the Hollywoodish, I guess, resort here. It's a great tourist destination, but it's also a business destination. There's this huge convention center.
It is. In fact, we're about to do a $32 million renovation on the conference center, and we're working through all of that right now. But it's its own little city. I mean, we really are the centerpiece for the town of Monterey, or the city of Monterey, I should say. And when we're full, the city feels it, and the restaurant lovers love us, and so do the shop owners. So it's a beautiful thing.
Now, I know you also host the volunteer party in the convention center for the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am, and this place is just maxed out during that week. Tell me a little bit about that, the history of that tournament in this town.
Bing Crosby brought it to us years ago, back in the 40s, I believe, and it is a tournament that has just grown substantially throughout the years and has given back. Last time I looked at it, it was close to $100 million back to the community, to different nonprofits. But it's always been a fun week. I mean, when you mix celebrities in with golf, it's always entertaining. The tradition that Bing always had was that the celebrities had to entertain the volunteers for the tournament. And it was originally called the Clam Bake when they would do that at special event. And it's pretty neat because you have comedians, you've got great entertainers, and it's fun for them, I think, to come in and out and perform. It's easy, one or two songs and boom, you're back out. But it's a pretty fun event to see, and I know the volunteers just are so appreciative that still happens.
Well, I know in real estate it's all about location, location, location. And this hotel, for me, and I've been coming here about 6 years now, I just love it. You can walk or ride your bike or just be anywhere. It's just, you don't have to really have a car. And I love walking to like the aquarium down Cannery Row or just around the different docks and areas. But what's the difference between an otter and a seal? I'm always confused. I'm a land lover,
Well, an otter typically swims and eats on its back, number one. They're a lot smaller. They're a little furry creature, whereas a seal is a much larger animal. The seal is the one that barks at night, and every once in a while we'll get a comment card that we had a dog barking. It's actually a seal barking outside, but they're substantially larger would be the difference.
What else would you like the tourists and the travelers to know about your hotel in this area?
I think it's a great spot, something for everyone. And you really see it when you have a wedding come and stay at the hotel, because you've got all different age groups that attend a wedding, and you see everybody able to enjoy it. So if you're older, it's easy to get around. If you're younger, there's things to go out and do right outside our back door. So there's always something for everybody, and I think that's pretty unique. And as you stated earlier, not having to get in your car and drive. We're so accustomed to having to drive, or if you go to a big city, you're on public transportation. It's pretty neat just to hop on a bike or walk out the back door.
Now, this is part of Andy's Golf and Travel Diary. And I've told you a little bit about this guy, Andy Reistetter, on this journey to Olympic golf. 100 days, 14 countries, 18,471 miles. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that fella?
I'm jealous. I love to travel and I love to play golf, and you're killing me right now.
Well, Janine, thank you so much for your time in this interview. The staff here is just amazing. They're so welcoming and helpful. It's always the start of my golf tour year, and I look forward to it so much, and I want to thank you so much for your time.
Well, Andy, it's a pleasure having you here, and I feel fortunate. I work with a great group of people, and we try to have as much fun as we can every single day.